Hey friends, we just got done watching UFC 200, and even though I do these videos every now and then, of course it's not my main thing, but so many of you guys have been asking my thoughts on the UFC fights, and of course at UFC 200 I was particularly interested in this one, even more than the other events, because of my little bit of history with Brock Lesnar. I used to train a little bit with Brock back when he was 19. I'm a little younger than him, so he went to college in my hometown his first couple years. And I used to go up, even though I was in high school, and train with the college guys, and because I was a big guy and Brock didn't have a lot of big guys at the college to train with, often we were partnered up. So it's not like I'm saying I know him well, but something that I think a lot of people might not realize about Brock is, even though so many people think of him as a meathead and probably a dumb guy, what they would think he's like, something that you might not know is Brock was actually very well liked when he was in college in our town. All his teammates really liked and respected him, not because he was a very good wrestler, which of course he was, but just because he was a likable person. He really had a good sense of humor. He could always tell stories, he could make people laugh before practice, and I think a lot of people don't necessarily expect him to be that type of guy. And another thing people might not realize about Brock was, even when he was just 19 years old, fresh off the farm, moving to Bismarck, which is not a big city, but it's a bigger city, he seemed to be quite the ladies' man, or at least a lot of girls seemed to be quite interested, and I heard a lot of stories about girls throwing themselves at Brock. And in fact, I had my locker in high school was next to this good-looking Russian girl, and she was a year older than me, so kind of in between my age and Brock's. And she was from Russia, so maybe that's why she loved the sport of wrestling so much. She liked our high school team, would come to all the matches and really respect wrestling. She really seemed to like Brock a lot, so that's kind of cool. But Brock fighting Mark Hunt at UFC 200 after not fighting for 5 years, it's a very tough thing to come back after his disease and after just not fighting for that long, and then he gets a top level guy. Brock's never had an easy matchup in the UFC, and they sure didn't give him one for this comeback fight, so it was a very tall order. People wrote him off, but Brock went out there and he stuck to his game plan. He fought smart. The first round, he got that takedown, and he landed some good shots on top, and at the end of the round, he was in full mount. He probably could have finished if he had more time and the round wouldn't have ended. Round two, I was quite scared for Brock because he was obviously very tired. He expended a lot of energy, and he just hasn't fought for so long. But thankfully, Mark Hunt was quite tired too, and very uneventful. I'd give the second round to Mark Hunt, if for no other reason than he just walked forward more. When neither guy does much of anything, it's very hard to judge a round, and sometimes if one guy just moves forward more than the other guy, that's going to be the deciding factor for who wins that round. Really, it's almost a tie round, but I guess I'd have to give that round to Mark Hunt. So going into round three, that's the tiebreaker, the last round. That's going to end the fight. And Brock seemed to maybe catch a little bit of a second wind, and he knew what he had to do. And he went out, he got the takedown, settled into good position, started landing shots. Maybe he could have finished if he would have went a little bit more full out. However, Mark Hunt, of course, very durable, one of the most durable guys in the UFC, extremely tough person to finish. Brock did an amazing job. He exceeded expectations. I think a lot of people were thinking like me, where this was going to be a very short fight one way or another. And honestly, I didn't think he was going to beat Mark Hunt because it's such a tall order to come back after not fighting for so long and then fight such a tough guy like Mark Hunt. And Brock's weakness is, of course, in the striking area. He's fighting one of the best strikers in the heavyweight division, a guy that hits very hard. And Brock, according to his history, usually didn't respond very well to that. But man, he came back in a big way, and I'm really happy for him. And I know that so many people from his past that, that were involved with him somehow in his wrestling career coming up are just really happy and proud of him. It's funny because back when he was in college, we knew that he had a lot of potential to be a great college wrestler, but we never thought that he was going to go on to be such a famous guy that so many people are interested in. He did a fantastic job. So good job, Brock. Awesome performance. And even though this isn't my normal type of video, we still have the normal stuff, so be sure to check those out too.